Do you carry limiting beliefs about yourself? Do you know that limiting beliefs may be the biggest hurdle for you to manifest abundance? Hi there, my name is Kelly, and today we are working on one of the biggest obstacles people face when they want to manifest abundance. And believe it, they may not even realize limiting beliefs. Limiting belief is not a new subject here. I'm actually very fascinated about it because I was one of its victims. But since it is a subject that usually stops a lot of people in their tracks, I wanted to dig a little deeper. So, what are limiting beliefs then? Essentially, limiting beliefs are negative thoughts that hold you back from achieving your desires or your goals. And they often come from past experiences, past traumas, societal conditionings, fears. Fears are a big one. Fear of failure, fear of your own abilities, and etc. Some examples of limiting beliefs, or those types of negative thoughts, are things such as I'm not good enough, I don't deserve success, or something around the lines of I will never be able blank, such as I will never be able to buy a home, or I will never be able to get out of this neighborhood, or I will never be able to get out of that. I guess you get the idea. But you know what is the fascinating thing about limiting beliefs? Usually you put yourself in a pattern of putting yourself down without even realizing it. And again, it may be that growing up, you are so used to hearing someone say these types of things to you that eventually it became your mantra. It became ingrained in your mind. But it doesn't have to be this way. So then you may ask, how can I get rid of limiting beliefs or negative thoughts? First, you need to identify these beliefs so you can take the first step to overcome them. Essentially, when you actively work to identify and transform limiting beliefs, you create a space for new possibilities and opportunities for growth, and the universe is very aware of that. This shift not only boosts your manifestation abilities, but also adds to your overall quality of life, and you will notice in an everyday basis. Also, this allows you to approach challenges, life challenges that eventually we face many, with a more empowered mindset. And the way you go about it, and I don't mean to be simplistic, is reflect on areas of your life where you feel stuck or you are not fulfilled. And then you ask yourself what beliefs you hold about yourself in that areas. And you want to know a little secret? Meditation can do wonders and have you connect with yourself and figure this out. And I am not kidding it. I swear by meditation. And the reason is because when you meditate, when you get into a meditative state, you stop thinking. Oh yes, okay, until you get into the zone, you may have thoughts floating on your mind, but eventually you just let them go and then you cease to think. And that helps raise your vibration. Essentially, you connect with your inner self, with your inner being, and with your spirit team or with the divine. Also, journaling can be a helpful tool for this process, and a lot of people use journaling and they also swear by it. And I can see why. That's because as you jot down your ideas, you will notice right away some of your negative thoughts and patterns. And It can be very telling. Now, once you bring these beliefs to the surface, you can begin to challenge yourself and replace them. Well, actually, not really challenging yourself, but challenge the thoughts and replace them. And how do you do that? Cognitive restructuring. And what is cognitive restructuring? Cognitive restructuring is a technique used in cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. And please don't get scared by the name, as you can do it yourself. But it's a technique where you can consciously replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. For instance, if your belief is, I will never succeed, you change it to, I'm capable of achieving my goals or achieving my dreams. But please keep in mind that repetition is key. In other words, regularly affirming this positive statement helps you rewire your mindset, replacing it with positive and uplifting thoughts. That is pretty much the idea. If you saw one of my previous videos, I don't know if you remember when I talked about the concept of autosuggestion by Napoleon Hill on the book Think and Grow Rich. So according to Napoleon Hill, our minds are like a garden that we need to nurture with tender loving care. In other words, nurture with positive thoughts, because our minds are malleable. How I would say, our mind tends to assimilate any types of thoughts, vibrations, and energies. So if you don't trim or get rid of the weeds or the bad thoughts, eventually they will grow. And those bad thoughts will bear what? Bad fruits. You cannot plant negative thoughts and harvest positive ones. So eventually it will bear bad fruits or negative thoughts or limiting beliefs. This conversation is a very interesting one. You can find this video right here. I hope you will check it out. But another technique you can use, and another one I love, and I'm sorry if I keep repeating it, but it's because it's very effective, is visualization. As I said, I have talked about that on previous videos, but the case with visualization is that you picture yourself living your desired reality and embody the traits necessary for what you wish to accomplish, and for the success and abundance you are looking for. And as you visualize, you engage all your senses to create a visual image of that you want or of that you wish to accomplish. And why is that? Because this practice aligns your subconscious mind with your intentions, make it easier to manifest your desires. Remember, our minds don't differentiate between reality and fiction. But talking a little bit or touching a little bit on the impact of limiting beliefs, remember that your beliefs act as filters through which you perceive the world and your potential within it, or within you. But what do I mean by that? Positive belief foster confidence and resilience, make you more likely to take action towards your goals. While on the other hand, limiting beliefs can create self-doubt and fear, paralyzing you and hindering your ability to manifest. And let me repeat this, because I strongly believe that limiting beliefs, it's probably our worst enemy when it comes to manifesting our dreams and desires. So, limiting beliefs can create self-doubt and fear, paralyzing you and hindering your ability to manifest. And I'm a living proof of that, because my life changed 360 degree was I reframe those limiting beliefs from my childhood. The reason I like to emphasize this is that you'll be mindful to understand this dynamics so you don't sabotage yourself or your manifestations. But I wanted to hear your thoughts about that. So let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you want tips, tricks, and techniques to manifest abundance in your life, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know the next time I upload new videos. So, this is what I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.